This program is presented by International Container Terminal Services, Inc., Excellence Uncontained, ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction.
Business and Beyond welcomes you to this episode discussing the agenda on science, technology, and creative arts as a way to push innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth. Technology has become so pervasive and critical to many companies, economies, and even individuals that it has become a life and death issue for them.
If you are able to watch us on your mobile phones or log into our social media accounts to send us feedback even as you are watching on your TV screens, then this is a technology experience working for us.
But for those who are not tech inclined and savvy, we also have less complicated and fun stuff for you to enjoy and learn from.
In the meantime, let's have the summary of the major business news in the past week.
Senate Trade Committee Chairman Miguel Zubiri committed to review the Magna Carta for MSMEs or RA 9501. PHILEXPORT President Sergio Ortiz Luis complained that just 2 years short of its expiry, the law failed to provide enough financing access to exporters because of inconsistencies in the implementing rules and regulations released by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Ortiz Luis also raised the need to come up with other out-of-the-box solutions to help MSMEs in their export promotion activities such as the very expensive trade fair participation. He noted that our ASEAN counterparts enjoy such subsidies from their governments. Jewelry makers are expecting a 15 to 20% increase in revenues from the domestic market on the second semester of the year. Make Hawaiian Jewelry Industry Association Chairman Cecil Ramos said the industry sees export expansion to be flat, as the economy of Europe, one of its large markets, has yet to improve and purchase more local products. Labor officials called on the business community to study thoroughly the newly revised Labor Laws Compliance System, or LLCS, particularly the tightened rules on contracting. Nicanor Bon, Chief Policy Officer of the Department of Labor and Employment's Bureau of Working Conditions, said that companies need to make sure they are fully acquainted with the provisions of the revised rules on labor laws compliance system. Customs Commissioner Nicanor Faildon on August 3 signed a customs special order abolishing the Tax Credit Secretariat and streamlining all applications for duty drawbacks, value-added taxes, and excise tax claims under OCOM. Claims for duty drawbacks endorsed by the Department of Finance One-Stop Shop OSS or approved claims for a VAT refund or excise taxes endorsed by either the DOF OSS or the Bureau of Internal Revenue will be received by the OCOM. This will be for recording purposes before being forwarded to the Revenue Accounting Division for payment verification and documents check. International Container Terminal Services, Inc., Excellence Uncontained, ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction. International Container Terminal Services, Inc., Excellence Uncontained, ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction.
We're back at Business and Beyond. The man behind the huge challenge of facilitating an innovative, science and technology-based economy is here with us to share how this can be done. We're glad to have the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, Secretary Fortunato de la Peña. Sir, welcome and thank you for having us here.
Thank you too for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. Okay, the budget of is that the DOS's budget or the total R&D budget that accounts for less than 1%
Both, because the DOST budget, okay, is made up basically of research and development, human resource development, and services.
And what is the ideal percentage if you are to?
The recommendation is about 2% for developing countries.
Sir, what priority projects are you thinking?
Well, first of all, we have to upgrade our research and development facilities. The technologies are changing very fast, and we have to keep on catching up.
So I know you have a scholarship program. Can you tell us about this, sir?
Well, the scholarship program of the Department of Science and Technology goes from high school up to the PhD level. We also have undergraduate scholarships where we support at any one time about 10,000 Bachelor of Science scholars in different fields of science and engineering. And we also have scholarships now, a growing number for Master of Science and PhD.
Any special focus projects for exporters, especially MSMEs?
Yes, for MSMEs, we have already an existing program. We call it the Small Enterprise Technology Upgrading Program. And actually, it is a complete service that we make for small enterprises along the lines of technologies. We are also trying to expand.
Testing laboratories are very much needed, especially in the regions. Where is the OST now in this?
We already responded to the request of industry for much needed facilities for testing and quality assurance. For example, we now have the Advanced Materials Testing Laboratory, the ADMATEL, wherein, well, initially the electronics and semiconductors are our major clientele. Those tests that used to be done abroad can now be done here. And we also had set up some design center facilities where in industry, if they don't have the facilities, can come here. The needs are also different from region to region. So there may be regions which are prepared to have bigger facilities, others may not yet be ready. But definitely that is a high priority in my term.
Sir, how would you like private sector to assist you, to assist the OST in delivering your objectives?
One of them is that we also want to know the needs for high-level manpower in science and technology so that we can really allocate our resources more effectively. Secondly, we need the private sector to also advocate for innovation among the ranks and to carry out the needed research and development work.
Can you make an assessment on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are we in terms of science, technology, innovation within ASEAN?
They categorize us into 4 categories. Okay, so we have already Singapore, which is already in the frontier technologies, and we have Malaysia in more or less in the next category. The others like Thailand, the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam are still in the 3rd category. We are confident that we can go up to the 2nd tier because as probably you also know, this year we went up 12 notches high in the global index.
Anything that the OST is doing to address the streamlining efforts?
Well, we have our own streamlining here, for example, in the delivery of the services that are in our mandate. So, for example, we have services like those provided by Pag-asa, PBOL, okay, so definitely this needs additional more improvement, okay. We have services related to scholarships and we want to be more responsive there. And then of course the services in the laboratories are very important, and I should say the services to SMEs.
Sir, that should keep your hands very full in the next years.
Yes, but you know what encourages me is the show of collaboration and the interest to collaborate from different sectors, from industry, the academy, even from people abroad who volunteer to do pro bono work. And we are putting up a group called this S&T Experts Pool, people who are willing to work even without pay, okay? People who are abroad who want to come home. So we are expanding our Balik Scientist program.
That's good news. Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your time. Thank you very much for the insights. Thank you. Business and Beyond will be right back.
International Container Terminal Services, Inc. Excellence Uncontained. ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction. International Container Terminal Services, Inc. Excellence Uncontained. ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction.
Did you know that a significant number of microchips or integrated circuits running our mobile phones are made in the Philippines? The company is part of a huge association, the Semiconductors and Electronics Industries in the Philippines Foundation, Inc., which members account for about 49% of the country's export revenues. We are pleased to have with us its president to talk about the future of technology. Please join me welcome Mr. Dan Lachica. Sir, thank you for having us here. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Wow,
thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Yes. Sir, we know that the budget of the government for R&D and science and technology is way below what our counterparts in ASEAN have. So, if we are given additional budget in this administration, what is the preference of private sector? Where will you spend it?
From the electronics industry perspective, we'd like to see existing investments of the government taken care of. What do I mean? The government has poured in about 370 million pesos in a DOST, in 3 DOST facilities, namely at Mattel, the IC Design, and the Product Development Centers. And it would be counterproductive to just let the investment go to waste. Protect the current investment. Mm-hmm. Secondly, we need to create an environment that's conducive for research and development. What we'd like to do for the industry really is to move up the value chain and create an environment that's ripe for R&D. Research and development, like creating a hub, creating a talent pool, leveraging of the programs of DST, like the Science Education Institute and the like. The other thing, obviously, would be to improve the technical skills, the education of our workers. I know in the heart of Secretary de la Peña, he wants to expand R&D nationally. And then the other thing also, and I know this is near and dear to the heart of our Secretary Lopez in DTI, and that is, if you're going to create, whether it's in the electronics industry or other manufacturing capabilities, develop the capability of the SMEs so that they can have that technology transfer to support, to provide materials and increase the local value add of this manufacturing company. So in a nutshell, those are the kinds of things that I was thinking about.
How is the employment picture looking at the industry 2-3 years from now?
The direct employment base is about 350,000. However, there is a multiplier, and when I say a multiplier, that would be the indirect workers that benefit, whether it's the security guards, the canteen concessionaires, the shuttle bus drivers. Because remember, the electronics companies are horizontal factories, and so they would need a lot of people to support the companies, the direct labor that are actually producing the product. So long term, I think technology is here, whether you're talking about automation, whether you're talking about Internet of Things. So we just kind of have to have a roadmap that defines how we can maximize inclusive employment, but at the same time, move up the science and technology, avail of the science and technology end of it.
Okay. And where is SAPI in the advocacy on the job skills mismatch?
It's our thrust towards supporting the government's agenda for inclusive employment. We will employ high school graduates, and we do have a strong partnership with TESDA for the different kinds of engineering capabilities, quality, maintenance, reliability, equipment. We are working with CHED. On the graduate level, that's where we need a major effort towards increasing the turnout of masters and PhD people.
So is branding something that the industry is also advocating or promoting?
It's not just the skill of the country, but the branding of the country. I think the government, the new administration, is doing a fantastic job in curbing, drugs, and so we need to leverage of that. I think the world economy, the bankers are responding to this initiatives, and hopefully we, continue to improve on our credit rating. So I think what we need to do is to have a very concerted promotion effort. Because today, some of the promotion efforts I see today are, it's like agency based. Well, we need to have a common program, a common theme, a common effort, so that we can go for the big wins, the big traction, not just for the electronics industry, it could be, other industries for that matter, right?
What's happening in technology in the next 3 years, 5 years?
We're going to see a higher level of automation. We're going to see a higher level of artificial intelligence. It's going to be one digital world. So you're going to see an intelligent reduction of headcount, veering more from manual to automated.
So, sir, in conclusion, will you say technology is the answer for all the problems?
It's not the answer. I think at the end of the day, we still have our supreme being, our God, who has our plans for all of us, right? But we can certainly use science and technology. We can certainly use our government, our private and public sector, our cash, our funding, to create an environment and society that would be much, much better, maybe 6 years from now, hopefully sooner. So yeah, I think there's a lot of hope. I'm very enthusiastic for the industry, for what we can do as a country. And so
Okay. Amen to that. Thank you very much, Mr. Lechica.
Thank you for your attention.
Business and Beyond will be back.
International Container Terminal Services Inc. Excellence Uncontained. ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction. International Container Terminal Services Inc. Excellence Uncontained. ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction.
Up on spotlight is the BPO sector, one of the most dynamic and fastest growing industries in the country today.
It is amazing how this sector has grown in the last 10 years, committing to another 250,000 new hires this year are really good news to our graduates.
One global BPO company talks to us on how the industry and company have evolved to contribute further to our fast-growing economy.
The business process outsourcing industry is embarking on ambitious targets of generating over 1 million employees and $25 billion in revenues. This is powered by evolving technology, increasing global demand, and a talented pool of workers. We have with us one of the biggest players in the industry to talk about the opportunities and the challenges towards that goal. Business and Beyond welcomes the country manager of Concentrix, Mr. Electro. Sir, thank you very much for having us here.
Thank you, Lisa. It's a pleasure.
So can you walk us through very briefly on the industry and company situation?
So Concentrix first came to the Philippines in 2002. So we've been here 14 years. We grew just like most companies from a very small first training batch of roughly 30 individuals. and now we're right around 20,000 individuals. We're spread across 11 sites in the country. Initially, we started very simply with customer service, change the address, and help with the product. But now we do several very complex processes. There's 4 things that really drive our success: our people, our partners, our clients, and our culture.
What is the role of technology all these years?
Back when we first got here, we probably were using very point-to-point telephony solutions, and now we have cloud-based solutions. I know there's a lot of talk about robotics and the efficiencies that's going to bring and how it's going to challenge the industry. And while I'm a believer, and I think those are very real possibilities, and it's a lot more challenging than some people seem to believe. So I do believe it's the way of the future.
There is the job skills mismatch that we've been trying to address for the longest time. What's happening?
We prefer to look at it as retention and measure how good of a job we are retaining our talent. And it is tricky, especially because sometimes it's a new job and we're asking them to adjust to working nights, which can be challenging. So I think you're always going to have some element of attrition and turnover, and you're never going to have 100% retention. At the same time, we do, as you may think, have a lot of programs.
Okay, any message to your stakeholders, to your clients?
And we will continue to develop world-class talent here in the Philippines to take care of our customers and clients. We will continue to be invested in solutioning the most efficient way to deliver the very best service, and also sell career seekers actually that they can join Concentrix. And you can call us at 0917 JOINCNX, join Concentrix, or visit our website with at concentrix.com, and we're also on Facebook and Twitter.
This is really impressive. Congratulations, and we wish you all the luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
Business and Beyond will be right back.
Innovation is the name of the game in the fast-rising industry of herbal products. Let us take a look at the future of a company who started small and is now on its way to becoming big. Known for its nutritious and healing properties, Moringa oleifera or malunggay to us has evolved from being a food ingredient to various products such as medicines, tea, and juice.
Mahirap talaga maging empleyado lang habang buhay. So ang ginawa po namin, nag-resign po kami doon sa dating pinagtatrabahuhan namin. Tapos nag-usap kami ng bayaw ko. Gumawa siya ng produkto na isang unique na product na gagamitin mula bata hanggang sa pinakamatanda sa pamilya.
After getting a partner who financed the startup, production started. Soon enough, the popularity of its products spread in Davao, with no less than Mayor Rodrigo Duterte as one of the loyal customers. It quickly gained customers in Luzon after an exhibit in Manila.
Kami po ang isa sa mga nagsisikap na mas makilala ang produktong organic, lalo na po galing dito sa Pilipinas. Ang produktong ito ay original talaga na galing sa Davao. Isang Davaoenyo ang naka-imbento po nito.
Most in demand is the V Moringa liniment line.
The only liniment na edible, hindi po siya oily, hindi greasy, hindi po siya yung masangsang amoy. Ito po ay pag nilagay nyo sa katawan nyo, malamig, maanghang, pero wala pong oil. Meron po siyang benefits na maibibigay dun sa mga may dysmenorrhea, may singaw, even yung mga cut or mga sugat sa mga masakit ang ngipin, hindi nakakatulog sa gabi, merong LBM, at yung mga pimples.
The company also developed its version of a 3-in-1 soap called V-Care.
Day 1, meron po tayong detoxifying period kasi may charcoal, activated charcoal. Yung pag day 2 naman po, meron po siyang rejuvenating and anti-aging, may glutathione and avocado. At yung day 3 po, whitening and nourishing for your skin, meron po siyang tomato and papaya.
Other than sharing the health and aesthetic benefits of Moringa, the company also aims to help provide a source of livelihood to housewives who may earn by being distributors or retailers. In 3 years, this business model earned recognition and awards from different business organizations. Such advocacy happens to be consistent with the Duterte administration's commitment to help micro, small, and medium enterprises or MSMEs like the herbal products, a policy which the company welcomes.
That wraps up another episode of Business and Beyond. We hope that we were able to share with you some valuable insights and developments as we end another week.
As we face the weekend, let us refresh our minds and bodies so we can face the coming week with renewed strength.
For those who are interested in business, show off your entrepreneurial skills by sending pictures of your products and enterprise, or send comments and suggestions to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts.
Always remember, connections matter. Here at Business and Beyond.
Excuse me po.
This program was presented by International Container Terminal Services Inc. Excellence Uncontained. ICCT Colleges, a global Pinoy distinction.